On this leg of the journey, I'll be travelling through New South Wales up to Taree and Newcastle before doubling back to find myself in Canberra. The town of Griffith now has a reputation for producing fine local wines. It also has no traffic lights. Those two facts are separate. They're not, just because a town has traffic lights doesn't mean that it spoils the wine. But they're the two things, no traffic lights and fine local wines.
This is the big landmark in the town. It's a memorial to airmen. But when I asked the people at the gig last night why it was there, no one seemed to know. They just thought, oh, there's a big aeroplane up a stick.
It's what? It's a memorial. Look at that, desperately trying to find a reason. It's a memorial, isn't it? Yeah, and not enough memorials have got spinning parts. Do you know what I mean? That's what more war memorials need, you know? They're just like a soldier on the top, just with a motor, so he spins around like that. Wouldn't that be great if you had a big war memorial and there was just like, it just looked like a big bit of stone, and then once an hour, on the hour, a soldier popped up. Or there was explosions either side, just a bit like that, and everyone just like big mannequins going, hey, like that, and then just a big neon sign, lest we forget, like, boom, 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 boom. But that's probably a bit sick. But
Well, the great thing about this as a memorial is that it doesn't take as much maintenance, because when that tree starts to grow too big, it naturally prunes it. Look.
In this country, you never know what the weather's going to do next. I find that when you're riding on a motorbike in high winds, it's always best to carry with you a pair of emergency ruby slippers. And then that way, should you get picked up by a twister, you can just click them together and that'll take you back to where you, well, it'll take you to Kansas, which is a problem. It's slightly off the beaten track there.
But these big trucks are nuts because they're so long that they sort of, the wind's blowing you to one side, but then they've got a draft as well, so you're kind of getting the wind and then the side wind and then nothing and then a quick burst like that. So you go, ooh, 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 boom. It's quite tiring. But I've got no choice, because if I don't, I won't make it to my gig, so.
When you're caught up in a high windstorm, the best place to shelter from the elements is inside a building containing the Southern Hemisphere's largest playable guitar.
This is brilliant, this. I reckon if you're going to have a dream, if you're going to set yourself a challenge, if you're going to do something, why not build the world's second biggest playable guitar? It's great, isn't it? Look at it. It feels like standing next to the world's second largest playable guitar. It slightly scares me. Not the actual size of it, just the fact that you get the feeling that an angry giant busker is going to come and smash his weird big hands going to come through the thing. And everyone in the area would just be like, hands over their ears, no! As he plays Ralph McTell's Streets of London.
Located on the Murray River, Albury, next to its sister town of Wodonga, is one of those places that likes to shut early, really early. They clear the streets, but that's very important that they do that, because there's a sort of a reverse curfew in place. Everyone must clear the streets to make room for one of the pastimes that they like to indulge in.
there's a weird thing going on here. I mean, I know it's because the shops are shut, but I arrived and it was like things were just about open, and then I turned around, the entire town shut. Like in a second, I went, where the fuck did everyone go? Just like one bloke just staring like that. Just going, what's he doing here? No, it wasn't just one bloke. What am I talking about? There seems to be. It's a great thing you've laid on, and well done. It's obviously the council who've put it in place. But did you know that it's on a Saturday night, and I don't know if it's just tonight, if it's once a year, but there seems to be some sort of parade of bogan motor vehicles. That seems It's a beautiful thing. It's like an old car rally or something, you know, when you get the classic vehicles. Well, this is essentially just bogans in utes, just driving up and down the main street there, just looking suspiciously at men with long hair. I noticed. Just driving along like this. They don't seem to speak bogans. They just seem to have some kind of... It's kind of like, I expect the door to open them and, like, you know, bogan to the waist down and then just ducks for the rest of I'm surprised that's why they're always revving the cars when they're driving up and down the street and they're going. It's because they've got webbed feet. They're trying to press the accelerator, but they're getting the brake at the same time, and you think the suspension's like jacked up. It's not. It's quite hard to steer with wings. They have to steer at the end of the...